All right, welcome everybody. Chapter 8, Lesson 6, Surface Area of Prisms and Triangular Prisms. I want to go through this first example that they have on the notes for us. If you take a look at the formula down here, it looks a little bit confusing. So let's go over this. They tell us that the surface area, the answer to your surface area, is going to be, and I'm going to start off right over here, 2 length times the width. Well, this is the length and this is the width, and they're telling me to do 2 times that. Well, of course, because there's a bottom like what we just have indicated here, and then there's a top. So if we do the length times the width once, we would just get the bottom, but if we multiply it by 2, then we're going to get the top as well. So then the next part of the formula tells me to do 2 times the height times the width. So this would be the height, and this would be the width. So I would end up with the area of the right-hand side. The little 2 in the front allows me to double that and get the area of the left-hand side. And then the very beginning of the formula here, when it says the length times the height, this is the length, and then this is the height right here. So if I do the length times the height once, I just get the front. But if I do the length times the height twice, thus the 2, then I get the front and the back. Okay, so technically this is the formula. When we set it up, we're going to set it up to make it look a little bit easier than that. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and move on down to problem number 1. Find the surface area of the rectangular prism shown at the right. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the surface area, okay, it's going to be 2, and it's going to be 2 times, let's do the bottom first, okay? So 2 times 9 times 7, okay? So we're going to have 2 times 9 times 7. I think I'm going to run out of room here, you guys. That's supposed to be a little 9. Let's see if we can fix that. That looks a little bit better, right? Okay, then we're going to have to go ahead and add that to, let's do, why don't we do this side over here? Let's take this side here, which is 7 times 13. And we're going to do 2 of that because we got a right side and we've got a left side. We'll do 2, and we'll say 7 times 13. And then we're going to go ahead and do a little bit more here, and we're going to add in the 2, and this time we're going to do the front or the back. Now the front of this would be 9, and the height is 13, and I know that because they're telling me that over here. Okay, so we've got the front and the back, which would be 9 times 13. So 9 times 13. Well, my screen just disappeared, you guys, but I think we can recall that we had the surface area, which was equal to 2 times 9 times 7. So we're going to have 2, and 9 times 7 gives me a 63. And then we're going to go ahead and do plus 2. And then we had 7 times 13, and that's going to give me a 91. So 91. And then we had plus 2, and then we had 9 times 13, so that was 117 here. Okay, so then the surface area is just going to be 2 times 63, which is 126. We've got 2 times 91, so that's going to give me 182. And I have 2 times 117, which gives me 234. And then I'm going to add everything together. And after I add everything together, then I'm going to get 542. Let's take a look at that. We're dealing with inches. Are we dealing with any sort of volume or area? We are dealing with area, so we're going to go ahead and square that answer. Okay, nice and easy, you guys. The surface area is 542 inches squared. Let's move on down to problem number 2. Domingo built a toy box 60 inches long, 24 inches wide, and 36 inches high. He has 1 quart of paint that covers about 87 square feet of surface. Does he have enough paint to paint the entire outside of this toy box? I would do this first, you guys. It's kind of nice to get a little visual. So I'm not going to take up a lot of room here, but let's kind of draw a little toy box that kind of matches the description a little bit. Obviously, we're not drawing this to scale, but we'll go ahead and put some numbers in there. So it looks like it's going to be 60 inches long, so this is going to be 60. It is going to be 24 inches wide, so I'm going to say 24 is going to go here. And then it looks like it is 36 inches high, so we're going to do that right there. Okay, so now the surface area, and this might make it a little bit easier too, so if we kind of extend this out here, that's going to come in that way, and then this will come kind of like that. Okay, so you guys can see that we have this bottom right here, which is 60 by 24. We're going to have 2 of those. So why don't we go ahead and do 2 that are 60 by 24. So we'll say 2 that are 60 by 24. And then we're going to add that in, and it looks like we're going to have 2 of them that are 24 by 36, right? The right-hand side and the left side. So 2 that are 24 by 36. So we'll say 2 that are 24 by 36. And I'm going to change colors here, you guys, because it looks like I'm running out of room. And I think that if I change a color, it's just going to be a little bit easier for you guys to follow. So now let's go ahead and add in. Now we have the front here. And the front, this is the height here. And take a peek over here to see what that is. Okay, that's 36. So we're going to have 2 of them that are 36 by 60 or 60 by 36. It doesn't matter. I'm going to write that down right here. So we're going to say 60 by 36. And there's going to be 2 of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of that. So 60 times 24 times 2 is going to give me 2880. So this is going to give me 2880. And then I'm going to do 24 times 36 times 2, and that's going to give me 1728. So I'll say plus 1728. And then I'm going to have 60 times 36 times the 2, and that's going to give me 4320. So plus 4320. So let's add that up. So that's going to give me 8,929 inches squared. So 8,928 inches squared. So let's look back up there. It says that 1 quart of paint covers about 87 square feet. Alright, so you guys, we're dealing with inches in our problem, and then the paint is square feet. So here's what we're going to do. So 1 square foot, you guys, would be 12 inches by 12 inches, right? So that's the same as 1 foot by 1 foot. So that's going to give me 144. So now if I take the 144 and if I multiply it by 87, that's going to give me the total amount of square inches that the paint will cover. So the paint is going to cover 144 times 87. So 144 times 87 gives me 12,528. 12,528. So do we have enough paint to paint the outside? Yeah, we do, because we need to paint this much That's the surface area, and then this here is the amount of paint that 1/4 will cover. Okay? Okay, I think there's one more, you guys, so let's go ahead and move down to number 3, and then we'll be done with this section. Number 3, Marty is mailing his aunt the package shown. How much cardboard is used to create the shipping container? So let's take a look here. Now you guys can see that we're going to have a front, right? So this front, and to do the front, we're going to have to do the base times the height, and then we're just going to take half of that. That would be the front. But there's a matching back to it. So we could do the base times the height, which would be 4 times 3 and get 12, and take half of 12 and get a 6. So the front would be 6, and the half would be, and the back would be 6. Or we can just do the front once and get ourselves a 12. It doesn't matter how you want to look at that, okay? Let's see what else we need to do. We can see that the bottom is going to be this rectangle that is 4 by 14. So it's kind of a rectangle that's kind of going out like that, and that's going to be 4 by 14. And then I can also see that I'm going to have a rectangle on the back, which is 3 by 14, and that same rectangle will be on the front right here. Okay, so I'm sorry, 3 by 6 is what I should have said. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop in the numbers, and then we'll take care of this. So again, for the front, you guys, we have the 4 times 3, which is 12, and then half of 12 is going to be a 6. So I'm going to have a 6 for the front, and then I'm going to have a 6 for the back. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in, why don't I add in this side here? And we could see that that is going to be 3.6 times 14. So 3.6 times 14 is going to give me 50.4. Now I have that 50.4 right here on the front, and then I also have it right behind it, which is on the back. So I have to do another 50.4. Okay, now the last one, which is kind of hardest to visualize, is we have the bottom, and we talked about that at the beginning of the problem, that the bottom is 4, but it's 14 long, so it's 4 by 14. So then the bottom of that thing is going to be 4 by 14, and that just gives me a 56. So let's add all of that up, and we get 168.8. So 168.8. We're dealing with inches, and we're dealing with area, so it's inches squared. Okay, that's it for the section, you guys. Chapter 8-6. Good luck with your homework.